So I've been talking to some of my friends lately, some of the awesome friends I've got that watch this series, and one of them was like, "When you tell me things that your family does, I hear them, and they don't sound believable. There shouldn't be humans who do things like that. But I know that they do them, and also no one could make up what your family does. You wouldn't think of it because it doesn't make sense. It just happens." So, I'm about to tell you 100% factual story. This is I have friends that will back me up on this one because they were there while they were on the phone with me. Whatever. True story. The first time I ever went, I like hung out at the mall with my friends. I wasn't young. I was probably in high school. I'm gonna guess 14, 15, probably. So I wasn't like a small child going to the mall. I was definitely a teenager at the time. My friend calls up and they're like, "Would you like to come with us to the mall?" Because they would go to the mall because they have normal families and people who treat them like human beings and what have you. But I don't have that. So like 14, 15, my friends call up, and it wasn't like the mall was far away. Like I could walk to the mall from my house, but I could never go there. It was kind of like like Simba. Actually, no, it's Mufasa. Mufasa when he talks to Simba and he's like, "Everything the light touches, that is your land. The dark place, you must never go there." Kind of like that, but except that the dark place in my world was everywhere outside of my house. Uh, but yeah. So anyway, my friends call me up. They're like, "Hey, um, you want to come to the mall with us?" And I'm like, "Yeah, hold on. Let me ask my mom." So I go up to my mom, and I'm like, "Yo, Ma, can I go to the mall?" And I don't know what she was doing. I think she was in the kitchen or something at the time. So she had a whole bunch of stuff in her. She was like doing something on the table, and when I asked her, she literally dropped whatever she was holding, and she turned to me, and she got really close to me, really, really close, and she was like, "Are you going to shoplift?"
When someone meets my family, they inevitably ask, "How are you, you?" Why is that, you ask? Have I got a story for you?
Now, speaking of that level of trust that you now understand that exists within our family, and I'm doing this. There's a weird thingy, but I'm animated because it's really hot and I gotta move, or I'm just gonna be like, because I'm one of those people where if it's too hot, if it's just right, I'm like, woo! And then if it's too cold, I'm also like, it's like I gotta keep moving. I'm really sweaty, but I gotta keep the windows open, or it looks super dark in the room because I don't understand cinematography. Woohoo! Anyway, now that you know a little bit about that trust, let me go a little further. So, when I was 16 or so, it depends on your state, but for the most part, if you're watching this and you're in the U.S., like when you turn 16, you can go get your learner's permit and what have you, and like you can start to learn to drive. So what happened was in my high school, there were you could join driver's ed, right, as most schools do too. You just go join driver's ed. So the registration period came around, and I was like, "Ma, sign me up," because you had to have your parent or guardian sign you up, and then you would go and what have you. And I was like, "Ma, sign me up. I'll learn how to drive. That'd be cool. Sure, whatever. It's that time for me to get up and go. So sign me up for that day." And she would, look at me over her shoulder and be like, "Yeah, okay." And, a couple days would pass and I'd be like, "Did you sign me up?" And she'd be like, "Yeah, I did it, whatever." And then, and a couple more days would pass and I'd be like, "Did you sign me up?" "Yeah, I did it. Don't worry about it. I got it. It's fine. I got it. I got it. It's fine. I did it." And a couple weeks pass. I'm like, "Registration period is about to end. Did you sign me up?" He's like, "Yeah, I got it. I got it." So the day rolls around, um, and I go and I'm not on the list, and I'm like, "The fuck?" So I go home, and I'm like, "Ma, you forgot to sign me up for driver's ed." And she looks at me, and she goes, "You never told me to sign you up." And I'm like, "What? I've been telling you for months, like a whole like 2 month period." It'd be like, hey Ma, you signed me up," and you were like, "Yeah." And I never said that. Um, I'm pretty sure you did. Uh, like every other day when I asked you, and I was like, "But did you sign me up?" yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it. It's done. I got it. And I was like, oh, I see. Ah, hmm. So then there was a secondary period of driver's ed, and the same thing happened, and I was like, I I get the idea you don't want me to drive. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. And around this time, uh, wait, I might have it. Well, around this time, one of my aunts gave me a shirt that said, "Get off the road. I'm 16." I got the shirt and I was like, ah, that's really clever. That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna wear this shirt, you know, when I'm like going through driver's ed and what have you. It'll be fun. And I got the shirt. I took it home, and then it disappeared. I didn't find that shirt until we moved into this house when I was like 22. Not only did my mom fuck up the registration phase for driver's ed because she didn't want me to drive, my aunt gave me a shirt that would have reminded me that I should be driving now. Well, I don't know about should, but that I could have been driving now. So she hid it from me so I wouldn't remember. I I I think you guys understand a little more of the trust that exists within our family. Yeah. And when I was little, I don't know who gave it to me, but I had a Rock'em Sock'em Boppers set. But I didn't have the Rock'em Sock'em Boppers like the red and the blue guy. I had Michelangelo and the Shredder on it, and it was a freaking amazing toy. But I didn't know. I must have gotten it when I was really little, before I had like the motor coordination to use it, and so I didn't know I had it when I was a child. And then one time, my family was, we were getting ready for a garage sale. My mom pulled it out, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And she was like, "I don't know, some toy with the turtles, make them punch each other." And I was like, "Holy shit, that toy is amazing!" And when she took it out, I played with it every day. Like, I would have my friends come home with me after school so we could play with that. Mikey and the Shredder punching the hell out of each other, and bam! And then the heads go up, ding! I don't know if any of you guys ever played Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but that's what happens. Bam! You get that uppercut, and it's like, ding! And their head shoots up. It's got, like, it looks kind of like a Pez dispenser, but it's not. King! I assume they still make them, but they might have a new name or something. I don't know. But anyway, I play with that toy every day. Every day. I had it like out in my room on like display. So whenever one of my friends would come over, I'd be like, "You know what we doing, right?" And they'd be like, "Hell yeah, ding!" So I played with that thing every day. And then we had the garage sale. And my mom made the favorite child, because favorite child will do whatever mom says, as usual, made the favorite child sell it for me. She was like, "You don't even like it, okay? We're going to sell it." And I watched her sell it from outside. And I mean, I was a little kid, but that was a really mean-spirited thing to do. And it's kind of like a running joke in our family. Like, whenever I'm really upset, they know that I'll bear a grudge, because deep in my heart, I'm still upset about the Mikey versus Shredder. And like, I saved up, they sold it for a lot of money at the time. Well, for me, because I was a child, they sold it for like $20 or something. And like, I had to work for months to make that back up. To get $20, because I didn't have like a regular allowance, because I didn't do chores and what have you. So like, I had to save up money everywhere I could, and I finally got the money back to get it. Like, when they sold it, I was inconsolable. Like, I went upstairs into my little area and I curled up in a ball. I was crying. My sister came up. She was like, "I'm so sorry," but she never once offered to go get it back from our neighbors who bought it. So I had to save up for months to get the money back to go buy it from them. And when I went over to their house with the money, I was so excited. I was like, "Yes, I'm going to get it back. Yes, 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 I'm going to get it back." And I rang their doorbell, and they came down, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Do you still have my Rock'em Sock'em Boppers with Mikey and Shredder? I will buy that right back from you. I will buy that back from you right now." They looked at me, and they were like, "Oh, you broke it." And I was so heartbroken. Like, I still kind of bear a grudge for that, because that was really mean. Like, if your kids or like your siblings are playing with something like every day and they love it, like they absolutely adore it, because you took it out and they saw it. Like, my mom insisted that I didn't really like it. It was just that I was using it because I knew it was going away. No, I was playing with it because I enjoyed playing with it. I don't understand why you would make me get rid of it. Maybe she was trying to tell me a lesson about how the world sucks, but most people aren't as mean as that. I have to say, I've run into lots of shitty people in my life, but people don't usually take things away for no reason. Like, I didn't even get the money for it. My sister got the money for it. Because if I had gotten the money for it, then I would have just bought it back. Yeah. I was inconsolable for like an hour after that. That was awful. So yeah. So maybe one day, now that I'm thinking about it, I bet I could find one of those sets on eBay. I bet I could find one of those sets on eBay. Since we're on the topic of that whole level of trust thing that my family has, where they don't listen to a goddamn word I have to say and I don't matter and all that, in my life there's been a couple occasions where someone from the outside, like not part of our family, will have to intervene for me because they'll listen. They're little. My family will literally listen to anyone but me in literally any subject. It doesn't matter what it is. They'll listen to anyone but me. They'd listen to a hobo off the street that they'd never met before in their lives if he told them something versus what I told them. And that gets really, really annoying over the years. So, yeah. But one of the people who's had to step in for me has been my pediatrician. And you'd think that me saying my pediatrician, this is going to be a story about, when I was little. I went to the pediatrician until I was 23. The first time my pediatrician had to step in for me was, all right, so when I went through puberty, because I'm a boy, my balls dropped and I needed more room in my undies and what have you. Like there was space, there was no more space, and I was still wearing old undies and what have you. And I went up to my mom one day and I was like, Ma, you know how humans are carbon-based life forms? And she was like, yeah. Humans are carbon-based life forms. Do you know what happens when you crush carbon really, really tightly over time? You get diamonds. Now, my balls, I am a carbon-based life form. My balls are being crushed in these teeny tiny underwears. Okay? I need something bigger. Please help me out here. I need some help. And my mom was like, no, okay? You can't possibly need bigger underwear. You're just a child. It's fun. It's fine. You'll do fine. Whatever. So, fast forward to my yearly doctor checkup at the pediatrician, and I'm like, yo, doc. He sees me, he's like, when you get naked and get weighed and what have you and all that, blah, 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 blah. He's like, those are tight. And I'm like, I know. I tried to explain to my mother that the undies are too tight. You need to talk to her because, as you know, she doesn't listen to anything I say. And he was like, all right, I got you. So I go with the doctor out into the waiting room to get my mom. Casually pulls her aside, and he looks her right in the eyes. And he says things. He said something that I'll never forget for my entire life. It's fucking wonderful. He pulls my mother aside, looks her in the eyes, and he goes, did you know that testicles need to breathe? And that was it. That's all it took. Doctor had to come and say, testicles need to breathe, and I got bigger underwear, and yes! Yes, thank you. Thank you. Doctor was a lifesaver, or I'd have diamonds hanging around. They'd probably be heavy. Are diamonds heavy? I don't know. I don't know about big diamonds. Probably. I wonder if they're as heavy as coal. I don't know. Science talk. It's for another day. It's for another day. But yeah, I'd have diamonds in my pants if it wasn't for that doctor. So, thank you, darling pediatrician. Actually, when I told Liz that story, from then on, she for every every holiday and whatever that she would get me presents, like birthdays and Christmas, she would get me a pair of boxers because she knew also that testicles need to breathe. So thank you for that. there's a girl who cares. So yeah, remember how I said I went to the pediatrician until I was 23? When I went for that, when I was about to go to that yearly checkup, I was like, Ma, 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 let me hit you with some knowledge right now. Do you know what a pediatrician is? Yeah, I know what a pediatrician is. Are you sure? Are you sure you know what a pediatrician is? Yeah, I know what a pediatrician is. Okay, so pediatrician does, adolescent medicine, children, that kind of deal. Do you see this beard? Not really a child no more. So can I go to a real doctor? No. Okay, I just thought I'd ask. Just thought I'd ask. So we go to the doctor for the checkup. I'm sitting in the waiting room. I'm like looking around. Children everywhere. Ma. Do you see the demographics in this waiting room office? Do you see? Even we were in the well child waiting room. Do you see the ill child waiting room? Do you see? Do you see the demographics in here? I am the oldest one here by at least 10 years. Shut up. Okay, I just thought I'd let you know that it's not what happened in here. So I go and have my checkup, whatever. At the end of the checkup, he looks at me, he's like, well, you were sitting out there in the waiting room, and I'm like, no, and he's like, no, just, when you were sitting out there in the waiting room, did you notice anything different about you compared to everyone else? That I'm 10 years older than everyone else in the waiting room? Yes, I noticed, but you know my mom. Can you go talk to her? I shook that man's hand. It was the last time I had to see him. Yes, saved me again. Pulled her aside. I work on children. Does your son has a beard. Does he look like a child? Thank you, sweet pediatrician man, for understanding and saving me. Not that I minded, getting fucking Spider-Man Band-Aids and shit. I got stickers until I was like 20 when I was there. Woohoo! Yeah. Not that I would have minded. I just feel like it was the time in my life for me to, level up and see a real doctor. You feel me?
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I'm still trying to get used to this whole, planning a video out, scripting it, getting it done, editing it so it fits into a certain time frame. But while I figure that out, why don't you guys have a look at the previous video in this series and also at the playlist. You can see them all. Thanks for tuning in. There's more to come. Bye. My mom's not all bad, you guys, though there have been some occasions where she's been referred to as just a wretched person.